Hello, welcome back if you've been here before. If you haven't, my name is Deborah Carr and I write historical fiction in that name. I also write contemporary romance series as Georgina Troy and thrillers as Ella Drummond. I don't know if you can hear that noise, it is raining. And the studio, it's got the space for a sedum roof, but I've never got round to buying one, having one put in. So the roof is, there's no insulation up there because that was going to be my insulation. So it's very noisy when it rains, and I was hoping to get this done before the rain came. I'm not going to moan about the rain because my garden desperately needs it. But yes, it's raining at the moment, so I apologise if that's what you can hear. So today, as I often do, I share what I'm drinking. One of my coffees, yay! And a treat are Maltesers. I have a little bag like this, and this is what I'm having today. But I can promise you that if I had a bigger bag, I'd eat that just as quickly as I'm eating these, or as I will eat these. I haven't opened them yet, because I thought I'd be polite and obviously talk first. So, I've got my new glasses on. I didn't mention them last time. I don't know if I wore them last time. I think I probably did. These are lovely. I can just sort of see with the laptop slightly further away a little bit better now, so that was exciting. Lovely box. I like the colour of that. And I also didn't mention, I think it was, I can't keep up with the days. The days are flying by so fast. I was on the radio last week, I believe, early last week maybe, and it was really interesting. But one of the questions I was asked, it was actually as part of a series, BBC, I don't know if it's BBC Channel Islands or BBC Radio Jersey and Guernsey, I'm not sure, but I was on that with Harry Barrett, who was a stand-in for one of the presenters for her show, because she was away. You can really hear the droplets loudly now. I'm so sorry if it's going to ruin the sound, but it was part of a series because it's the summer holidays for people who might want that's so loud, I'm so sorry. I would stop and redo it in a minute, but I don't know if it's going to stop. Anyway, the series was about for aspiring authors, for aspiring local authors, so people who've wanted to maybe write that book that they've always thought of writing and not got round to. And Harry spoke about my books, my next book, The Witching Hour, which you can see up there, which is out on the 29th of September. But also, and how I sort of write, that sort of thing. But one of the questions he asked is, what do you need really? So obviously apart from an idea, and to be fair, it does take some practice. It took me years before I had a book published, but part of the fun of writing a book is the writing of the book. Which is why I've seen adverts for like AI, write your book in 20 minutes, and it's like, I'm not sure what the fun of that is actually. To me, it's the writing that's the fun bit. Obviously you want to know people have read and liked your books, but I love the physical act of writing, either by pen, I do write things down, or by typing it. So one of the things Harry asked me, I don't know if it was actually on the actual radio show itself or after, I think it was actually on the show, and it was, what do you need? So I know some people have very expensive laptops or computers or expensive programs, that sort of thing. All I use is Word and my laptop. My laptop's not a very expensive laptop. It's quite a light laptop because I carry it around and write in different places. But it's not an expensive laptop. So I basically use Word, that's all, and my laptop. And once I've finished the book and gone through the first draft, I will email it to my publisher or my main editor at the publishers. And then you get, nowadays, you just get sent back your edits. So structural edits, line edits, copy edits and proofs. Lots of editing, lots of people seeing the same book, you seeing it quite a few times. But that is it for me. I know quite a few people use Grammarly. I do have Grammarly. I went to a conference. It was, I think it's is it SPF? So self-publishing, maybe it's not SPF. Anyway, self-publishing conference. That was back in 2019, I think. And I won a license or whatever for Grammarly, which is really, really good. But I very rarely use Grammarly. That's really to check your grammar, that sort of thing. But I mean, I have editors for when I mess up, but generally it's not something I use. And that's it, really. I just use Word. I have got Scrivener. Scrivener is fantastic, I gather. I think it's a 50-50 thing. 50% of my author friends say they could not write a book without it. I have tried probably 5 or 6 times over the years to write a book with it. Can't bear it. It's very clever in that you have a cork board in your, I don't know exactly how it works because I've never got my head around it, like a cork board on your like laptop, where you can do, I don't know, stick sticky notes. I prefer physical sticky notes. What I actually prefer is an Excel spreadsheet. So Word and Excel, which come on my laptop anyway. For the Excel spreadsheet, I use that especially for my historicals more than anything. So I will put chapter number, the point of view, because I write with different points of view. So at the moment, the 2 characters I'm writing about are Rue and Theo. So it'll be chapter 1, Theo, and then what happens, a précis of what happens in that chapter, so I can look at it, see the whole book as, or chapter by chapter, the flow of it, and notes. So anything I want to change or something, I just put, change this or remove that or something. And that's what I will do, but only really for my historicals. So literally Word, Excel and a laptop. And my glasses, couldn't do without them. But that's all I use. And obviously a notebook. But again, it can be any notebook. This is one I was given by my goddaughter. It says my name. So I've used this one for The Witching Hour. And this, I'm now using it for my next witchy book. And that's it. Notepad and pen. I think as long as you have a laptop or a house computer or your kid's computer or whatever that you can type something up on and email it off, really that is all you need. So it doesn't have to be something that's only for people who can afford lots of money or to pay for expensive gadgets or programs or whatever. That isn't necessary. I'm on my 32nd book and I've never used big programs or anything else like that. I just haven't. I did a writing course. I know people do writing courses. I did do a writing course, gosh, in the early 90s. I don't think I ever actually finished it, to be honest. My tutor, I did one task and sent it in. And it was supposed to be something you'd send off to be printed in a magazine. And she came back and she said, there's no way this would ever be published in a magazine. Don't waste your time, basically. So just to be pedantic, probably, I sent it off to a magazine and it was published. And that was my first paid published item or feature, I should say. So that was really exciting. And then I showed her that I'd done that. And in the end, I thought she was so critical and it just, I thought, no, let me just write a book. Because to me, if I want to be a published author, the first thing I'm going to do is come up with an idea and write a book, write that first draft and then edit it as many times as it needs editing until it's a decent book. My first book took me, it was an historical, that was it wasn't Broken Faces. That was the first book that was published of mine, Broken Faces. That took me 4 years to write. My first actual book that I wrote that I've never done anything with was also an historical. And that took me, I think that took me about 5 or 6 months. But I never did anything with it. So now I will write a book in, say, 3 months. Obviously, you then got the various edits. So it takes quite a few more months than that to actually do a book properly, write a book properly and edit it properly. But you don't need expensive gadgets, as far as I'm concerned, to write a book. You really don't. I don't think you do anyway. But I just thought I'd mention that because that's one of the questions Harry asked me in my radio interview. So for those of you who think you need to have a lot of money to write a book, you just don't. You need some time. But again, I've said this in the past. When I wrote my first book, I had small children. I actually had 2 businesses I was working on like 7 days a week. And I said to my sister, I want to write, but I don't have time. And she said, well, you watch your soaps, 2 different soaps. They're on 5 nights a week for half an hour. She said, right then. and I was horrified at the time, but I actually did, and I've never gone back to watching soap since. Yeah, because if you don't take your whatever hobby or whatever passion you have seriously, no one else will. So that is what I did. I just thought, I saw actually Emma Bennett the other day mentioned, I think, what she uses to write. She has some brilliant books, which I actually got the idea from her. One of them was, which is down there actually, The Emotion Thesaurus. If you go to, I'll link to Emma Bennett's YouTube channel. I'll link to Emma's YouTube channel. Emma is extremely knowledgeable. She's written many books in various genres. She's very knowledgeable about YouTube as well as about writing. And I've picked up a lot from Emma. So I'll actually link her below so you can actually find her channel too. She's got lots of useful information actually. So yes, and so she talked about the books that she has and things like that. She teaches as well, teaches writing. So I just thought I'd come and mention that if you want to write the book, just write that book. Seeing as Harry got me chatting about, for the summer holidays, for any people at home who think, I actually got a few weeks off, maybe I'll actually start writing that book. So if you are one of those people, good luck to you. I hope you really enjoy it. I love writing. I'm about to go now and I wrote 500 words this morning before I went out. I've been out and about today. I've now got to do another 2,000 words because I've got a deadline for mid-October for my next book now. It was only agreed yesterday and I thought, well, that's fine, that's doable because I'm quite well into this book. And then it occurred to me, hold on a minute, I've got another book out in November. That one is with Boldwood and I still have line edits, copy edits and proofs to do. So I will have to stop to do those. So I've got to make the most of every minute I have to get on with writing my second witchy book. So I will wish you happy week, good writing if you write. I hope you have a great week, whatever you're doing, and cheers with my coffee. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your week.